Hello, everybody. It's me. The last I talked to you, I was wearing the same shirt. However, it's not the same day it was the first day that I texted you. In fact, it's been less than a week. As a recap, I was on my way from home for my first day of orientation at Prime Inc. in the Pittston terminal. I bet you can't guess why I'm driving home. Got it? No, I didn't get fired. I passed the drug test, passed the physical, passed all the prerequisites, excuse me, and was cleared by the orientation crew to continue my training at Prime. I want to talk about some of the things I learned, things that you might have questions about that it's hard to find answers for online. Lots of questions about, or lots of answers to questions about the orientation process in Springfield, Missouri, the main Prime terminal there. Very few answers to questions about the Pittston. Can't tell you about Utah. I have no freaking clue about that one. But I can tell you what I know so far with my 5 days of orientation at Pittston. Okay? So, we'll start at the beginning. I happen to live just a few hours away from Pittston Terminal, 130, 40 miles out. So I was able to drive here. Others, there's one guy in class that drove all the way from South Carolina to get here. So it's really, you don't have to take the bus. I know it seems like that on the application or the emails you get from Prime when you're in the process, but if you live close enough, or maybe you don't live close but you just want to drive, you can drive. All right, they have a extended parking lot. You have to get a permit and everything from the security desk to park there, or do like me, and I parked at the hotel. Had no problems at all. We'll get to that in a minute real quick. So I arrived at Pittston. The email I received says check in to the Quality Inn and Suites in Wilkes Barre is at 11. Wrong. Check-in's at 3. The website's incorrect. Luckily, I didn't get there until right about 3 anyway, so it was no big deal for me, but others got there before 11 to check in at 11, and that's a no-go. There was no checking in at 11, so they had to wait around till 3. So I arrived at the hotel, went to the desk, really easy, and said, "Hi, I'm from Prime. I'm here for Prime orientation." She checked on her list, found my name, checked it off. I don't even remember if I had to sign a paper or not, and then gave me a room key. Went to the room, and you do stay with another Prime candidate, another orientation attendee, as it were, when you arrive. So be expecting a roommate. Everyone that was here with me, I think except for one, because she was the only female in the group, had a roommate. She had her own room, I believe. I don't know. So you get your hotel room. When you get your hotel keys, they hand you a folder, a manila folder, and in the folder is another application, much like the one that you did online, with all the same information. You are to fill that out and have it on hand when you attend orientation the next morning. So what I did was, expecting this, because I'd found that online, I had saved my online application because they'll email it to you or send a link or something. I think maybe I took screenshots of it, each page of it, and then in the hotel room right when I got there, I filled it out. It's not really complicated. It's the same stuff that's on the online application, and I think they want to see that your answers don't change from the first application. So filled that out using the reference guide for my phone. Put the same number of references on there and all my job history, which was really easy because I only had one job in the last 20 years. So once you fill that out, then you're on your own. You're on your own. It has a schedule, a training schedule in that packet that tells you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday what training consists of, or what the orientation consists of. So you know ahead of time what you're going to be doing. Set my alarm. I always get up way early anyhow. I got up at 4:30, and I went to the lobby there, got some coffee, and waited for the shuttle, which says 6:15. Be advised, there are places within walking distance of the hotel. However, it's not a short walk, and you have to cross a major road to get to the finer stores, or the stores that you may want to hit up, like the Dollar General or the mall or whatever. So the only restaurant that I saw that I could get to easily walking, because I decided to walk down there, was a McDonald's and I'm not sure if it's, I don't remember if it's Chick-fil-A or what it is there, because I only ate at McDonald's at one time. And then across the road and maybe one block down or so is a Dollar General, where I did go and purchase a loaf of bread and some sandwich meat and mayonnaise and mustard and stuff like that. Alright, so back to the lobby. Waiting on the shuttle, 6:15 is the schedule. You start seeing orientation folks start to congregate around the overhead parking lot, or the overhead vestibule or entranceway or whatever it is there inside the lobby and out, waiting for the shuttle bus, which is a van driven by, looks like a hotel employee, because it doesn't say Prime Inc. on it. So it's right about 6:30, you start piling in the van. We had more students or trainees or whatever you call us, orientation folks, that could fit in the van. And I know from the videos in Missouri, if you miss that bus, you're pretty much on your way home. Well, nothing that we could do about it, and 3 or 4 of the guys were not able to fit on the bus, on the van. So we got to Prime. I was on the first load. We got to Prime. They walk in. They meet you. One of the orientation guys will meet you at the door, and it's right around the corner inside the nice building, and you have a seat. You find your name on a folder on the tables, and you sit at the table, right? Then we waited for the next bus to come in. It's probably a 10-minute bus ride from the hotel to the Prime terminal. So, step 1, instructor comes in and calls roll call. Calls your name out. Once everybody's accounted for, and there was a few people that didn't show up, I believe. Maybe there was about 12 of us, 12 or 14 of us there. Calls your name, calls roll call, and then gives you specific instructions on what to do. There's like a red folder with your name on it right in front of you where you're sitting, and the instructions that you have to follow are on the envelope. So basically, they want all the paperwork that you're supposed to bring with you: your permit, your social security card, your driver's license, I think your medical card that you got when you got your CDL permit, because you have to get that before you show up at Pittston. And and your application. All right, you turn that in. Guy takes it back, and then you get the rundown of what's going to occur from another orientation guy, and then while that's going on, they're telling you about what's going to happen, and what's going to happen that first day is you're going to go in shifts. Half of you are going to get up and get on the van and go to the DOT physical place. Because I don't remember the name of it. It's a clinic, and you get your DOT physical again. I know you probably had to get one to get your permit, but that's what you do. The other half everyone is assigned CBTs, they call them, computer-based training, which is 46 or 50 or some odd classes that you have to watch the video and take a short test on some of them. There's not many tests, and it's really easy because it goes over it in the video that you just watched. As long as you watch the video and don't skip through and hit the skip button, you should be fine. It was really easy stuff. So that's what you do. You just watch the video, and it takes hours. You can, get through it. And he said that some of y'all will finish. You should all be done by Wednesday afternoon. Well, I was done Tuesday morning, because you can do it on your phone. You can do the classes on your phone, and apparently they say they know when you cheat, when you just skip forward and skip and skip and skip, because they have a thing that shows how much time you watch the video or whatever. So I just watched the videos because I had nothing else to do anyway. Either I'm sitting there doing nothing, or I'm sitting there watching the video and doing the right thing. So the CBTs, while the CBTs are going, the dudes are getting their physical. Those dudes, then later on, they come get the second group, and you drive out when the first group's done, and then it's time for your physical, and it probably takes 3 or 4 hours for half the class to get through, especially if someone doesn't have to pee, because they do take another urine sample. If you're one of the few that get there that haven't taken a drug test, that's the first thing they're going to do to you when you first get there, is a urinalysis at the clinic. So you'll be on that first bus out. All right, that's day one. Food is provided. You get a clip-on badge that said Prime Inc. and your name's in red. So red means you are a PSD student. It means the Prime Student Driver Program. So you're red, you get free meals. I think it's like $7.50 for breakfast and like $8 or something for lunch and dinner. They're pretty relaxed. It's really low stress. Never once was I stressed out. Never got stressed out. There were some guys in there that were sort of stressed out, and I'm not sure if it's because one dude even mentioned it was almost like military. No, it wasn't. It was not stressful at all. The dudes are, the trainers are really nice, really patient, because I know they get these same questions every week that they have to get you through the system. So, chow is free, and there's no set breakfast time. It's pretty much when you're hungry and it's breakfast time, you go up there, you go into the cafe. It's really simple, in case any of y'all have questions. You tell the nice lady behind the counter what you want. There's hot food, like a buffet style, that they portion out for you, or you can order omelets or whatever from the grill. Really good breakfast. The food's really good. They give you plenty of food, which is awesome. Then you take your tray, you get a drink, and you go to the cash register. They tally up what you got. If it's below the amount that you're allotted, they say you're good to go, and you go out and eat. Then you take your tray to the trash can and do the normal tray disposal thing, or your plate, put it in the thing, and you go back to your CBTs. Pretty easy. The whole week I was only over one time for a meal, and I'd ordered the same thing the day before and didn't go over, but apparently that time, for some reason, maybe the price of beef went up. I ordered the Angus a double steak burger with cheese, lettuce, and tomato, and fries, and a Coke. It's huge. It's a gigantic burger, and I went over 19 cents, so I had to pay 19 cents. So anyway, that's day one. I'll talk about day two later.